Let's begin with our top stories tonight. Just a day after religious leaders pledged their support to the government towards fighting COVID-19 pandemic in the country, the Evangelical Alliance of Kenya, EAK, in partnership with Spread Truth Africa, has donated a consignment of 20 tons of food to the vulnerable members of the society during this season. General Secretary to the Alliance, Reverend Connie Kivuti, who presided over the flag-off of the consignment, said the Alliance will continue to support the government while also looking at the well-being of churches and their congregants. The consignment, which will first be distributed across the Nairobi metropolitan area, has factored in vulnerable church members, pastors, as well as others who are in dire need in the society. Our reporter Mark Kimondo begins our bulletin tonight with this story.
The country has continued to face crisis after crisis, ranging from hunger to poverty during this pandemic that has engulfed the world. It's during such times that faith-based organizations and churches come in handy in encouraging and supporting the vulnerable in the society and to restore hope to the nation, even as the country battles COVID-19. In collaboration with Spread Truth Africa, a group whose main agenda is to spread the gospel around the world, Evangelical Alliance of Kenya, EAK, has come out to support those facing food insecurity during this tough season where the economy has dipped, making it difficult for families to get food and shelter.
We are thankful that our members, our congregations will have some food to eat, and even those in the community that have really been suffering. Some of them, their businesses have been closed. Some people actually don't even have houses anymore because their houses have been closed and so on. And therefore, just to be able to have a meal through this food donation by Spread Truth Africa, I think it will go a long way to just rejoicing in the Lord and in the goodness of the Lord.
The team set the pace in the religious sector by flagging off a consignment of foodstuffs that will be distributed to those in dire need, mostly in the churches. The foodstuffs ranging from maize flour to rice, lentils, among other foodstuffs, will be supplied to the needy families around Nairobi metropolitan area.
We are going to distribute the food in the Nairobi metropolitan, and we want to believe that it will be of good use.
The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. It is just but the beginning of this charitable work that the team is hoping to do many things that will see the needy back in the society grin with joy.
I believe it's going to go a long way in helping our communities and our congregants wherever they are in Nairobi and the surroundings of Nairobi. So we want to say thank you very much, and we pray that this partnership will continue.
Indeed, the prayer of a righteous man is powerful and effective, and the group is now calling for Kenyans to pray that the pandemic will turn to be history. It is a disheartening period where many pastors are going through a rough time, as most of them depended on offerings from congregations that were recently suspended in the move to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. EAK has so far identified pastors who are in dire need and will be offered assistance.
We are going to Kajiado County to actually take care of 22 pastors in that community as an organization. So pastors are in our heart too, and we will make sure that they have enough food at this time to be able to see them through. Because as Connie has said, some of them depend entirely, Reverend, on the offering. So they are actually in our hearts and in our minds.
The partnership between EAK and Spread Truth Africa is also planning to support the youth, especially during this hard time. Spread Truth Executive Director Hamisi Kirenga said the organization will support the youth through targeted programs to ensure their well-being. However, EAK General Secretary Reverend Connie Maina urged the government to stop criminalizing COVID-19 matters and handle law violators with dignity and love.
I think it behoves of us as religious leaders to speak about and ask the government not to criminalize COVID-19, because we know that can I say there are some workers in the government that are actually using the quarantine places to actually take people there as part, like they're criminals, and yet they are The only problem is that maybe they have not worn a mask. They go to the quarantine and they find people who are already tested positive in the quarantine, and they also get it.
The church has already set the pace, with EAK calling on well-wishers to support them in reaching out to Kenyans suffering in silence during this period. Mark Kimondo for Hope TV.